about discipline versus punishment and what our actual goal should be when it comes to like hitting with little toddlers, because I think this is a place where a lot of us get confused on what the actual goal is because of how we were raised and what our parents maybe did. A lot of the rhetoric around how to handle tricky behaviors by using things like timeout, spanking, taking toys away, things like that. So here's the thing. Discipline, by definition, means to teach, to guide. Punishment is intended to create harm or uncomfortable feelings for your child so that they don't do that behavior again. It's a big difference. One of them is guiding your children towards what you want them to do, the decisions, the skills, the behaviors you want them to have. And the other one is, if I make them feel scared enough, feel enough pain from doing this behavior, they'll avoid it and they won't do it again. That's a very unhealthy way of parenting. And that's not just my opinion. That's backed by like 30 years of child development, parenting, brain science research. But when our kids hit, we're not going to come in and say, go to timeout. We don't do that in this family. Or we're not going to say, you're not getting the iPad for the rest of the night because you hit me. That is unacceptable. Right? We're not going to give them a little pop on the butt to teach them that hitting isn't okay. That doesn't really make sense anyways. Actual goal with discipline around things like hitting is that we get to their underlying need, what they're trying to communicate or get out of the hitting, and we guide them towards another option, right? So if they're hitting because they want attention, then let's teach them another way to get our attention. Maybe they gently put their hand on our arm, or maybe they come up and say, Mom, I need a hug, or I need some cuddle time. If they're hitting because they're frustrated, then let's teach them another way to handle their frustration. Hey, I can't let you hit, but I see you're really angry right now. How about we throw these beanbags down and you can get some of that anger out, right? Or how about you run and jump on a splat pad or jump on the trampoline for 15 minutes and do like breaths and get that frustration out, because then we're guiding them towards a healthy way to express and meet that need. If they're hitting because they're just curious about what's going to happen, like in that post, my almost 2-year-old just hit me on my arm. I think he was just curious about it. And so in that case, it's like, oh, you wanted to know what would happen. I can't let you hit my body, but you could hit this pillow. You could hit a ball. You could hit a balloon. Let's explore that, right? That's discipline. That's guiding them. That's setting a clear boundary and moving them towards what we want them to do. This is what I teach in my toddler tantrums guide. I have this framework called Prep in the Moment and Teach, which is really that. It's about setting the clear boundaries, which is disciplining. You're not allowed to hit me. You're not allowed to hit your siblings. You're not allowed to hit the cat. You can hit a ball. And it's guiding them and building those skills of what we want them to move towards. That's actual discipline. That's actually going to make a difference, and that's actually going to create a whole lot more long-term success with your kids from the time that they're young through when they're older, because they're building the skills they actually need, not just to stop the hitting, but in the future to stop from using rude words towards their friends, or slamming the door, or throwing their shoes down when they're angry, or like all the other behaviors that are going to continue as they get older.